Nancy Pelosi's husband Paul was attacked by a lunatic with a hammer on Friday night in his San Francisco home. The suspect was later named as 42-year-old David DePape. Now, obviously, political violence is deplorable, and we wish Paul Pelosi a speedy recovery. Unlike the numerous Democrats who celebrated the vicious attack on Rand Paul, including Nancy Pelosi's own daughter, that's not what we're about. But whenever an incident with potential political ramifications happens at the end of October in an election year, not at least taking a cursory look at what happened would be beyond naive, because there's already a whole bunch of odd inconsistencies. Top Democrats wasted no time in exploiting the attack for political grist. This attack, said San Francisco State Senator Scott Wiener, is terrifying and the direct result of toxic right-wing rhetoric. This heinous assault is yet another example of the dangerous consequences of the divisive and hateful rhetoric that is putting lives at risk, said California Governor Gavin Newsom. Barack Obama also weighed in.
If our rhetoric about each other gets that mean, when we don't just disagree with people, but we start demonizing them, making wild, crazy allegations about them, that creates a dangerous climate. We'll let the investigators do their job.
Yeah, I agree. Let's investigate a little further. Why did Pelosi tell police that the attacker was his, quote, friend called David, but that he also didn't know him? Here's the 911 dispatch tape.
14-hour copy. RP stated that there's a male in the home and that he's going to wait for his wife. RP stated that he doesn't know who the male is, but he advised that his name is David and that he is a friend. RP sounded somewhat confused. Is a friend.
Why was DePape dressed only in his underwear when police arrived?
There is reporting, Martha, that the suspect was arrested in his underwear.
I mean, if you're planning a political assassination, are you really going to show up in your underwear to carry it out? Why did the culprit only start attacking Pelosi after the police arrived?
When the officers arrived on scene, they encountered an adult male and Mr. Pelosi's husband, Paul. Our officers observed Mr. Pelosi and the suspect both holding a hammer. The suspect pulled the hammer away from Mr. Pelosi and violently assaulted him with it.
Why did the culprit allow Pelosi to go to the bathroom from where he called the police? What kind of home invasions involve bathroom breaks? Politico reported that officers knocked on the door and were let in by an unknown third person. Who was this person? And were they trying to stop the attack or not? Let's pause for a minute for a word from the sponsor of this video. Lord Watson. That has a nice ring to it, doesn't it? Well, now it's a reality. Yes, it's now official. I am now a lord. I own land in Scotland, and you could too. With established titles, you can take advantage of the Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lords or ladies. You can even change your name to lord or lady and get it on your plane tickets or credit cards. Need a last-minute table at that restaurant, but it's fully booked? Tell them you're called lord or lady, and you just might find they can accommodate you. Put it on your dating profile and watch your matches explode. Your certificate features a unique plot number with which you can see the exact location of your land. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland. But it gets better. Established titles are committed to planting at least 1 tree for every order placed. So by buying a title pack, you're directly helping a genuine environmental cause, reforestation, supporting the fantastic work of One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future partner charity groups. With Christmas not far away, this also makes a great original gift.
Yeah. Mother me Lord! You will be calling me Lord!
What were you gonna buy? Another boring pair of socks? You can also get couple packs that come with adjoining plots of land. And get this, the first 200 people who purchase a title pack using my link will effectively be located right next to my plot. We can be together in spirit. We can build a kingdom. We can reconquer Scotland for the English. Maybe I'm taking it a bit too far. Established Titles is running a massive sale right now. Plus, if you use the code PJW, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/PJW to get your gifts now. And remember, by supporting my sponsors, you support me directly. Now back to the video. The culprit just happened to be the perfect E-fit for Mr. Crazy Right-Wing Conspiracy Theorist 101.
Authorities have found a manifesto, as they put it, on social media involving conspiracy theories, including anti-government COVID beliefs.
So the media could bolster their somewhat flagging narrative that these people are everywhere, lurking around every corner. But scratch a little below the surface. And everything isn't as it seems. The San Francisco Chronicle reported that the suspect spent, quote, hours and days in front of a computer filling web pages that had no apparent audience. As Chris Menahan notes, his WordPress blog is mostly just full of one-word posts with zero content, the type of thing someone with severe schizophrenia would post. They're political in the way someone who thinks they're being gang-stalked by the CIA is political. While the press fixated on his right-wing ramblings, DePape's politics were all over the map. He was a former Green Party member and a nudist activist, later living with another high-profile nudist and making hemp jewelry. The FBI visited the Berkeley home tied to the suspect, dubbed a hippie collective by his neighbors. It has a massive LGBT-colored flag outside, numerous signs supporting left-wing causes, including a handwritten Black Lives Matter sign in one of the windows. Doesn't seem like your typical MAGA-mad residence, does it? Neighbors described DePape as a homeless addict with a politics that was until recently left-wing, but of secondary importance to his psychotic and paranoid behaviour. What I know about the family is that they're very radical activists, said one of DePape's neighbours, a woman who only gave her first name Trish. They seem very left. They're all about Black Lives Matter movement, gay pride, but they're very detached from reality. They've called the cops on several of the neighbours, including us, claiming that we are plotting against them. It's really weird to see that they are willing to be so aggressive towards somebody else who is also a lefty. Numerous observers have questioned the circumstances surrounding the attack. A guy in his underwear with a hammer managed to break into the home of the person third in line to the presidency, and police happened to arrive right as he assaulted Paul Pelosi after being called on a 2 a.m. wellness check. My firm served a lawsuit against Paul Pelosi one time in San Francisco after attempting to serve at other residences, Napa, Georgetown. They weren't home, but staff were, and multiple law enforcement officers were on the perimeter. Break-in is odd, given this level of security. Nancy Pelosi's privacy army is exempt from FOIA. No way to confirm where any one of her armed detail was. Total lack of transparency. No way to confirm anything. Sorry, I ain't playing along post-security videos or GFY. Elon Musk responded to Hillary Clinton blaming the Republican Party for the attack by linking to an article which sensationally claimed DePape was a gay prostitute who had a dispute with Pelosi. Dinesh D'Souza made similar claims. Was this intended to be something far bigger? Well, if you believe the perpetrator himself, he said he was waiting for Nancy. Imagine if the Speaker of the House had been the victim, and imagine if the consequences had been far worse. Imagine what kind of political fallout that would have generated, and how it would have energized a wave of Democrats to get out and vote next week. What do you think about all this, and especially the timing of it? Just days away from the midterms. I'll be reading your responses in the comments below.